What's up, guys? Welcome to my text game Larry Report breakdowns. And this one specifically, I'm going to show you an example of a girl who I met just walking around the street, aka cold approach, and show you exactly how to go from the opener to keeping the vibe going over text to setting up the date and ultimately getting her to come over. So the love story goes like this. I was walking down the street with one of my buddies and Rhaegar, and she was walking the other way with one of her friends. I noticed her, she was my type, and I saw her looking at the dog, so my opener naturally was, hey, do you like my creature? She laughed, and we bullshit about Rhaegar for a minute or two. There was that fun and flirty undertone, but eventually, kind of the conversation reached a natural dull, and she was like, cool, well, it was nice to meet you. So at that point, I had to recalibrate. I was like, listen, I'm sure you know this, but I'm just using my dog shamelessly as an excuse to flirt with you. And she was like, haha, yeah, I figured. But that kind of gave new life to the conversation because it showed intent. And she's like, okay, this guy has some balls. So we talked for another few minutes, talked about her job, talked about my job, where we grew up, where we live, just some jokes, some strong eye contact, some good body language. Then I said, listen, we should hang out sometime. She's like, yeah, sure. Got her number. And that's where the text interaction begins. So I open her, as I always do, I text her about half an hour later with my name, Alex, with a winky face. She responds, got it, with a winky face. So I say, make it back to her area, I hope. And this was just kind of referencing an inside joke we had. Even though she technically lives 15 minutes away from me, I made it seem like that was like 2 hours away. And is our love going to be able to survive this long distance? So she says, yes, I'm in bed. I say, such a good girl. So again, more of that fun and flirty vibe that we had in person. She says, I go to bed early. You should try it sometime. I say, I don't know, that might be too wild for me. I could have also said like, oh, thanks, mom, or something like that. She says, yeah, you're not ready. Good night, all the way from blank. I say, sweet dreams, dear. So then, the conversation kind of dies out there. So next day I need to re-engage it. I send her the infamous Ryan Gosling meme. She says, hey there, how's your Sunday so far? I say, good, just took Rhaegar to the park. How's my favorite? And then insert her job. She kind of had a very, let's just say, unique job. So when I say favorite blank, it's really clear that there's no one else but her who's in that category. She says, getting a few things done. How was the park? Weather's nice. So the conversation is pretty standard. It's nothing crazy. We're not like fucking talking about, bondage or like, cream pies. So it's pretty straightforward, and that's how a lot of your cold approach conversations will go initially. I say, it was nice. One dog kept trying repeatedly to hump Rhaegar, right? I know, buddy, I know. So she says, he's so handsome though, can't blame them. I say, yeah, he gets that for me. So that's kind of how I'm transitioning it in a more fun and flirty direction. She says, so modest of you. How old is he? I'm a very modest guy. And he's 2. Oh, he's a baby. Have a good night. All tucked in bed already. Yep, it's late night. So conversation dies out kind of again. Next day I re-engage her with a picture of Rhaegar looking like a dork with good afternoon. And you might be looking at this thing, dude, you're just shamelessly using your dog as a way to, bang chicks. And fuck yeah, I am. She says, oh my God, I can't get over how cute this picture is. So here I start transitioning towards the meetup because, we have a good back and forth going over text. I don't want this to just continue endlessly. I say, he says he's excited to see you again. She says he's so adorable, he should join us for a drink. I say, of course, what's your schedule like? So very smooth transition towards the meetup. She says, I'm free Wednesday and Friday. I say, let's do Wednesday night. Sounds good, let's do Brickle so Rhaegar can come. Perfect. Tuesday, she texts me, just finished work, hope your day is going well. I say, it is. Just got back from the park with Rhaegar, watched him run around with the other creatures. She says, that's awesome, I welcome all Rhaegar pics. And I say, you'll see the real thing tomorrow. So that's kind of my reminder text. I've talked about this in other videos. When a day is a few days out, then typically the night before you want to send her some kind of like a playful reminder. Like, typically in other situations I'll say, just finished a big workout, looking nice and fit for our date tomorrow. You can even say, excited to see you, something like that. But here, I just basically added another variation to it. She said, good point. Then day of the date, I re-engage, hola linda, hey, how are you? I say, good, finishing up PT right now. What time are you free tonight? So this is the confirmation. I plan to finish work by 6:30. I say, cool, I still have a few things to wrap up. How's 9? She says, okay, sounds good. Where can we meet? Do you know where Red Bar is? Never been there, but I'll find it. Perfect. You might be wondering, well, why didn't you invite her straight over? I just kind of felt that with the vibe we had, it was still a little bit more on the, innocent getting to know you side. I felt like I didn't really have that much investment while anything is possible. She might have come over. It was low likelihood, so I figured I would just invite her to the bar and then pull. Of course, you can always invite a chick straight over and then recalibrate, but sometimes you just kind of, when you're in the game for a while, you almost get like a spidey sense for these things, and you can tell how likely something is to go down. So then, day of the, so 15 minutes before the day, I text her, gonna feed Rhaegar and hop in the shower. Text went on the way. Says, just left. What's your ETA? No rush, I got fired parking, 15, 20 minutes. So here is just coordinating, nothing exciting. I'm like, what are you wearing? She tells me, I'm saying, haha, all right. Rhaegar and I are rocking the ass-last chaps. She says, love. And so that day, we actually don't hook up. So a few reasons for that. First of all, we just didn't have much time. She had work early the next day, so we only had an hour. I felt like I could have possibly pulled, but then we would have gone to my place. There wouldn't have been much time, and then I could have hit the point of no return. So I kind of made a calculated decision just to, build a lot of sexual tension. We made out at the bar. There was a really good vibe, and just kind of, lock it in the second night. So that's kind of something, it's a game time decision, let's just say. So she texts me later that night after the day, at home night. I say, buenas noches, and she says, hasta mañana. So then I text her, how's the blank, her job going today? She says, working on deadline, typical day, lol. How are you and Rhaegar? I say, we're good, just hanging out, rocking our MAGA hats. Oh yeah, because on the date I discovered she was a Trump supporter, so I just ripped on her for that. And again, ripped on her playfully. I'm not actually talking about politics on dates. She says, he would look good in red, you too. I'll save that for our next date. So transition for the next meetup. Just so confident, I like it. Then you really like what I planned for us. Hey there, it's about that time in bed. She goes to bed real early. I said, all that time when you turn into a pumpkin. She says, right at midnight, especially in October. I say, maybe my kiss will break the curse. So at this point, I'm going a little bit more flirty over text just because we have a little bit more of a sexual vibe built up. She says, maybe good night from the blank, kiss, kiss. I say, sweet dreams, her name. She says, hope you're having a wonderful Friday. I say, pretty good at the gym now. You just got home, had an office meeting, so glad it's Friday. And again, you're seeing a lot of hey, how are you? Hey, how's it going? And that's normal. When you meet a girl, especially in cold approach, the conversation doesn't need to be anything crazy, anything fancy. Keep it pretty simple and straightforward, and just add elements of fun, flirty texting to it. But the underlying, dynamic should be pretty normal conversation. Shouldn't be anything overly fancy, overly gamey. So then I sent her a really goofy picture of Rhaegar and say, so is Rhaegar. She says, 2 love emojis. I say, he's been missing you dearly. Kisses for him next time, just him with a winky. She says, kisses for you first and foremost. I say, we should get together sometime next week. She says, hi, we should. I'm free Tuesday and Wednesday. Let's do Wednesday night. Awesome. Seeing the girls tonight, she tells me that. She says, hey there, how are you and Rhaegar today on Sunday? And you see this girl's investing a good amount of interaction, which is normal. If you run a good game and you come off as a, cool, high-value guy, you will have chicks chasing you like that. So that's kind of to be expected, Most of the time, the girl should be, heavily invested in the conversation, especially if you've had a date with her and you met her in real life. If a girl just met you online, she doesn't know you yet, she hasn't met you, then, it is common that you might have to kind of, chase her a little bit and win her over. But, if you've had a date with a chick, the dynamic should be flipping, at least if you're running a good game. So I say, we're good, about to go to the park, how about you? I'm good, I put on a movie, have fun at the park. I say, watching 50 Shades of Grey again. So you can see how I kind of just like to tease her from time to time. She says, well, I like horror films, but I should check out 50 Shades. The book is a bit better. They go soft in the movie version. I've heard books are usually better. Night Sweet Dreams, buenas noches. And then day before the day, hey, how's it going? What time do you have in mind tomorrow? I say, good, just got back from Sarasota. How's the night? Sounds fun. Yeah, 9 is good, perfect. Day of the day, she's confirming on me this time. So you can see how I have a lot more investment after the first date. She says, hey, where should I meet you tonight? I do the wine close. Do you like wine? I sure do. Good, let's split a bottle on my romantic balcony. So my standard protocol, if I don't close on the first date, is on the second date, I'll just invite the girl straight over. And if I did everything right, that's the majority of the time, it will work out. She says, sounds good to me. Text you when I'm on my way. Perfect. Give her my address. I'm on my way in the lobby, coming, spelled C-U-M, lol. And then we hook up. And then after the date, I text her my standard post-sex text. That was hot. And then she texts me hot and a winky face. So let's take a quick look at 1 or 2 of the takeaways here. When you meet a girl, especially if it's cold approach, you don't want to do any fancy or gamey shit. This is a mistake a lot of guys make. when they initially, talk to the girl, they do a pretty good job. They have a good vibe going. The girl thinks that he's a cool, normal guy, so she gives him her number. But then over text, they overthink it and they start doing these fancy, weird pickup techniques, and the girl just thinks, oh, wow, this guy must be a weirdo, and she gets turned off, right? So you want to keep things very simple and straightforward. You saw throughout this interaction that, just a lot of like normal talk, let's just call it, with elements of fun, flirtiness, and teasing thrown in, and of course, a good Rhaegar pick for good measure. And of course, you do have to go for the meetup. Even if the girl really likes you, she's probably not going to pull the trigger for you. And you want to do that in a very smooth, progressive way, as you saw me do throughout this interaction. And of course, you want to follow all the principles I've talked about of closing optimally in other videos. You can see a little bit more about that here. All right, hopefully you guys found this video valuable. Show me some love by smashing the like button, hitting subscribe button, clicking the bell for notification. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. And as always, till next time.